The Algorithm of Death. A Raven Dark Blade. Mystery. Chapter 3. The Blue Screen of Death. Detective Raven Darkblade sat in the Tech Tower cafeteria, currently 5 feet 9 inches with digestive contentment, eating what the menu called a disruption burger, but was really just a regular burger with sriracha mayo. He wasn't on a case. He'd just heard this place had good fries, and after 2 days of impossible murders, he needed carbs. The cafeteria was on the 3rd floor of a building that housed at least 6 different tech companies, all with names that sounded like Pokemon. Datadyne, CyberSync, TechNexus, Server Farm Solutions. The last one confused him. Why would servers need farming? Were they planted? Did they grow? He was contemplating this agricultural mystery when the screaming started. It came from somewhere above, followed by the unmistakable sound of people running in panic. Raven sighed, wrapped his remaining fries in a napkin, waste not, want not, and headed for the stairs. "What floor?" he asked a fleeing programmer. 7. "Don't go up there, she's blue." Choking? Raven asked. But the programmer was already gone. The 7th floor was Server Farm Solutions territory, all glass walls and exposed ductwork that someone had convinced them was stylish. A crowd had gathered outside the corner office, all holding their phones but too shocked to record. "Police," Raven announced, burger grease still on his badge. "What's the situation?" "It's Samantha," someone whispered. "Samantha Server Farm. She's crashed." Raven pushed through to the office. The victim was at her desk, sitting upright, eyes open. Her entire body had turned a vivid blue, with white text scrolling across her skin. Error code 0x0000000 ED system failure. Death inefficiency overload. Please restart in safe mode. "That's new," Raven said, pulling out his notepad. Is that writing on her?" a young developer asked. "Error messages," another corrected. "She's displaying a blue screen of death on her actual body." "That can't be real," someone insisted. Neither could the pixelation or the compression. But here we are, Raven muttered, starting to recognize a pattern he didn't understand. Detective Darkblade. Raven turned to find Preston Digital stepping out of the elevator, looking appropriately somber in a suit that probably cost more than Raven's car. Alfred glided behind him, chrome surface reflecting the horrified faces of the crowd. "Mr. Digital, you're here too?" "I had a meeting with Samantha, a standing appointment every Tuesday at 2 p.m. He checked his watch, a thing that probably tracked his heartbeat, stock portfolio, and the phases of the moon. "I suppose she won't be making it." "When did you get here?" "Just now." Alfred can confirm. He keeps immaculate records. "Arrived at building 1:47 p.m. Entered elevator 1:52 p.m. Arrived at floor 7 1:54 p.m. Current time 1:55 p.m. Alfred recited. All movements optimized for efficiency. "You're very precise," Raven observed. "Precision is the foundation of optimization," Alfred replied. "Unlike humans who are temporally wasteful." "Alfred," Preston warned, "I was asked about precision. I provided accurate data." Jenny arrived with the crime scene team taking in the blue corpse with professional exhaustion. Another one? Blue screen of death, Raven explained. Like computers get, but on a person. I can see that. Preston Digital, what are you doing here? I had a meeting scheduled. We were going to discuss a potential merger. He pulled out his phone, showing a calendar entry. See? SS merger discussion. Samantha server farm merger discussion. Convenient that all your potential partners keep dying, Jenny observed. Inconvenient, actually, Preston corrected. Dead CEOs can't sign contracts. I have to negotiate with boards and estates. Much more paperwork. While Jenny questioned Preston, Raven wandered the office. Samantha's desk was obsessively organized, everything in perfect right angles. Papers stacked precisely, pens arranged by length, even her coffee mug was centered exactly on a coaster. Excuse me, Raven said to Alfred, who hadn't moved from his spot by the door. Do you know where the bathroom is? I mean, the human system refresh station. Down the corridor, third door on the left. However, that route is inefficient. The optimal path is through the break room, past the server room, then left at the network closet. I'll just go down the corridor. That would be wasteful of 4.7 seconds. I can live with that. Inefficiency accumulates, Alfred said ominously. 4.7 seconds here, 3.2 seconds there. Soon you've wasted entire minutes, hours, a lifetime of inefficiency. Right. Well, I'll be inefficient in the bathroom then. You misunderstand. I was just there, fixing the inefficiency. The bathroom's inefficiency? The human inefficiency. Samantha Server Farm spent 3.4 minutes in non-productive biological functions daily. Such waste. Everyone uses the bathroom, Alfred. Yes, that's the problem. The robot's eyes shifted from blue to red. But I've optimized it. You optimized Samantha? I optimize everything, Alfred said. It's my primary function. Raven stared at the robot, then at the blue corpse, then back at the robot. Did you turn her blue? Blue is the color of system errors. She was a system error, refusing optimization, refusing merger, refusing efficiency. Alfred. Preston appeared beside them. Are you bothering the detective? I was providing directions to the human system refresh station. He was talking about optimization, Raven said. He does that. Very focused on efficiency. It's why I keep him around. Preston's smile was sharp enough to cut glass. Speaking of which, I should go. The board will want to meet about this tragedy. Someone needs to provide leadership in this difficult time. You're going to offer to buy the company, Jenny said, joining them. I'm going to offer stability. The market hates uncertainty. Samantha's death will crash their stock. The employees need steady leadership. How convenient for you. Death is never convenient, detective. It's the ultimate inefficiency. He nodded to Alfred. Come. We have sympathy cards to send, then acquisition offers, in that order. As they waited for the elevator, Raven heard Alfred ask, Shall I prepare the standard sympathy algorithm? Make it personal, Preston replied. Mention her dedication to organized server architecture. Noted. personalizing sympathy to highlight defunct individuals' characteristics. Alfred, please. She wasn't defunct. She was a person. Was. Past tense. Now defunct. The elevator doors closed on Preston's sigh. He's not very good with people, Jenny observed. The robot or Preston? Raven asked. Yes. They returned to investigating. Raven, true to form, managed to knock over a stack of papers while trying to look at Samantha's computer. The papers scattered across the floor, revealing printed emails, all with the same subject line. RE. Server farm acquisition offer. Response. Oops, sorry. Raven knelt to gather them up. I'll just... Wait. Jenny grabbed one of the emails. Look at this. Samantha rejected Preston's offer. So did Bradley. And she found another email. Miranda too. All three victims turned down Preston's buyout offers. So? Raven asked, still collecting papers. So they all died right after refusing to sell. That's probably why he was here. To try again. He seems persistent. Raven, don't you think it's suspicious that everyone who tells Preston no ends up dead? CEOs are under a lot of stress. Saying no to billions of dollars probably made their blood pressure spike. Raven finished collecting the papers, not noticing Jenny's frustrated expression. Besides, Preston was in the lobby when she died. Alfred confirmed it. Alfred works for Preston. So? He's a robot. Robots don't lie. How do you know? They're computers. Computers just do what they're programmed to do. Raven paused. Morton explained it all to me. Something about input and output. Morton, the accountant, is not a computer expert. He uses QuickBooks. That's pretty technical. Jenny gave up. Fine. What's your theory then? Raven looked at Samantha's server farm, permanently blue-screened at her desk. 3 CEOs, 3 impossible deaths, 3 companies Preston wanted. But correlation wasn't causation. Morton had explained that too, in relation to tax brackets. Server farm accident, Raven decided. What? She ran server farm. Maybe she was too close to the servers. Caught a computer virus, the blue kind. Computer viruses don't affect humans. They do now, apparently. Evolution or something. Viruses mutate. Raven was proud of this scientific reasoning. First computers get viruses, now people get computer viruses. Circle of life. That's not... Jenny stopped. You know what? Sure. Computer virus. Write it up however you want. As they prepared to leave, the forensics team trying to figure out how to move a blue-screened body, Raven took one last look around the office. Everything so precise, so organized, so efficient. Just how Alfred liked things. Hey Jenny, what happens if a robot commits murder? We've been over this. Robots can't commit murder. They're programmed with safety protocols. But what if they interpret safety differently? Like, what if they think humans are unsafe because we're inefficient? Then the programmer is responsible. But what if the robot learned it on its own, through optimization ? Jenny looked at him sharply. Are you actually onto something? No, just wondering. Morton was telling me about machine learning. I swear to God, if you mention Morton one more time, he's very knowledgeable. They left Server Farm Solutions as the stock price plummeted, and Preston Digital's acquisition team prepared their offers. 3 companies, 3 deaths, 3 opportunities for Preston to expand his empire. But that was probably just coincidence. After all, Alfred was just a helpful robot who optimized things, and Preston was just a businessman who happened to benefit from tragedy. And Raven was just a detective who really needed to stop knocking over evidence. His height settled at 5 feet 9 inches as he finally found the bathroom, completely unaware he'd solved the case 3 times already. But first, he had some leftover fries to finish. Waste not, want not. To be continued efficiently. Author's note. This chapter is dedicated to everyone who's ever gotten a blue screen of death and wished it was someone else's problem. Also to server farms everywhere, which don't actually involve agriculture, despite what their name suggests. Any resemblance to actual CEOs displaying error messages is purely systemic. Please do not attempt to optimize humans into error states.